Recently, my wife more or less made me go on a trip to Colorado for vacation. She goes, "You're taking a vacation." But just so happens the gentleman who ordered this Klingon weapon lives in Colorado Springs, and we were seeing friends in Denver. So I got to go to his house and meet him. And in the discussion, we discussed the actual size of the quillions and things like that. And we discussed the cover plate that will cover the mechanism, and that's going to be made out of mukum gain. I'm thinking a brass copper swirly combination for that. We also discussed the handle and the pommel. And for the handle, he has this flashlight piece, and it's kind of a treat, very ornate. And for the pommel, he's got this mini bombada mace from Conan the Destroyer. And the idea is to, of course, make this look nice and seamless. Leave this hollow so that there's some part of the spring mechanism for the quillions, and make it all match and work. So it's really cool to sit down with him face to face and work over those things. And we just got to talking about things, and some things came up, and he says, "You know, you're kind of more of a Star Wars fan than I am." So he comes out of the back room and he's got this lightsaber. It's, you know, aluminum machined lightsaber. And I noticed it's got a button on it and a battery pack. So I put some batteries in it. And wouldn't you know, it's, of course, obviously a Sith weapon. But it's a really pretty powerful red light. I thought it was a laser at first, but it's just a really strong LED. So this is cool. I may mount this underneath my AR-15 as a tactical flashlight. But and in the course of our conversation, we discussed how I take things like this while they're hot, and I lay them next to the drawing or on top of the drawing when it's on the workbench. And said blueprint tends to smoke and catch on fire and act funny. Well, in the course of that, he again went to the back room, and he goes, "Hey, I've got this thing. We got this little projector for an iPhone." And because it came up in conversation, I said, "Wish I had an overhead projector or something so I could just put a transparency and then kind of project the image onto the workbench so that I could lay this hot pieces of stuff down, and it's it's just like a shadow puppet across my workbench, and it's not going to catch on fire." Anyway, he said, "I got a projector that'll work with your iPhone." So the idea is to take this and work out the drawings, his sketches and so forth that he sends me or anyone else, and then suspend this over the workbench in such a way that while I'm working, I can kind of at least maybe not have this hooked up while I'm working, but I can shine the image down, project it onto the workbench, trace it out with a soapstone or a Sharpie marker, and then I have my dimensions I need, and I don't set them on fire all the time. But it was a really good vacation overall. We got to hike in the mountains. Interesting thing with the asthma, but beautiful, gorgeous views. Our friend Kelly and her sister were really good hosts, and it was fun. I did need a break. I did need a vacation. Working full-time and doing this on the side does start to wear. I've had a lot of trouble getting my momentum back as far as when I got back. But, well, it's a good one, and looking forward to making more videos and, yeah, having fun, enjoying this. The fabrications, the weekly 9 to 5, if you will, pays the bills and stuff. The actual forging and custom knife making and the repair work, that's where I really get inspired, because it's always different and it's always a challenge, and it's really rewarding.